Hello everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel Learning Pharmacy with Dr. Radhika Bhaskar. Please do subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. In this video, we will be covering the second part of formulation of different types of tablets. We will be starting this topic with the types and classes of tablets. The first major class is the oral compressed tablet, which includes compressed tablets, multiple compressed tablets, repeat action tablets, delayed action and enteric coated tablet, sugar and chocolate coated tablets, film coated tablets and chewable tablets. Second major class is the tablets used in the oral cavity. The subclasses are buccal tablets, sublingual tablets, troches and lozenges and dental cone. Third class is the tablets administered by other routes, which includes implantation tablets and vaginal tablets. The last major class is the tablets used to prepare solution. The subclasses are effervescent tablets, dispensing tablets, hypodermic tablets and tablet triturates. Now in my part 1 video of the formulation of different types of tablet, I have covered the first major category, that is the oral compressed tablets. Now in this video, part 2 video, I will be dealing with the rest 3 classes, that is tablets used in the oral cavity, tablets administered by other routes and tablets used to prepare solutions. Starting with the second major class, that is tablets used in the oral cavity. The first subclass in this category is the buccal and sublingual tablets. These two are intended to be kept in mouth where they release their drug for absorption directly through oral mucosa. They are small and somewhat flat. They are intended to be kept between the cheeks and teeth or in the cheek pouch, that is buccal tablet, or beneath the tongue, that is sublingual tablet. The drug absorption from oral cavity avoids first pass metabolism. These tablets should be formulated with bland excipients which do not stimulate salivation. This reduces the fraction of drug that is swallowed rather than being absorbed through oral mucosa. They should not disintegrate but slowly dissolve over 15 to 30 minutes period to provide effective absorption. The advantages of this method are: gastric environment is avoided for these drugs where the extensive decomposition occurs. The first pass metabolism is avoided and the drug goes directly to the systemic circulation. The second subclass for the oral cavity is the troches and lozenges. The most common example is strepsils. Both are used in the oral cavity. They both intended to exert local effect in mouth or throat. The use of this category is to treat sore throat or to control coughing in the common cold. They may contain local anesthetic, various antiseptic and antibacterial agent, demulcent, astringent and antitussives. Lozenges were originally called as pastilles but are more commonly called cough drops. Lozenges are made with the drug incorporated in a flavored hard candy sugar base by compression or fusion or by candy molding method, whereas troches are manufactured by compression as other tablets. These two are designated not to be disintegrated in the mouth but to dissolve or slowly erode over the period of 30 minutes or less. The last subclass of this category is the dental cones. They are minor tablets formed that are designed to be placed in the empty socket remaining after tooth extraction. The use of this is to prevent the multiplication of bacteria by providing a slow release antibacterial compound or to reduce bleeding by containing an astringent or coagulant. The vehicles of this category are sodium carbonate, sodium chloride or an amino acid. They should dissolve or erode slowly, that is within the time of 20 to 40 minutes in the presence of a small volume of serum or fluid when loosely packed in the extraction site. The next major class is the tablet administered by other routes. The first subclass is the implantation or depot tablets. These tablets are small, cylindrical, or rosette-shaped form and are not more than 8 mm in length. They provide prolonged drug effect from 1 month to a year. They are designed for subcutaneous implantation in humans or animals. See, this is the pack of a implantation. This 4 and 5 is the sterile package of the implant. First one, the one numbered is the implantation tablet, and second one is a device with the help of which we are going to implant the tablet into the area. Now the disadvantages of this category is it has safety issues. Surgical technique is required to discontinue the therapy. There are the chances of tissue toxicity in the area of implantation site. The next subclass is the vaginal tablets or inserts. They are ovoid or peared shaped to facilitate their retention in the vagina. They are designed to undergo slow dissolution and drug release in vaginal cavity. The uses of these tablets are to release antibacterial agents, antiseptics or astringents to treat vaginal infection or possibly to release the steroids for systemic absorption. The last major class is the tablets used to prepare solutions. In this, the first subclass is the effervescent tablets. The most common example is Disprin. This category is designed to produce a solution rapidly with the simultaneous release of the carbon dioxide. The tablets are prepared by compressing the active ingredient with a mixture of organic acids such as citric acid or tartaric acid and sodium bicarbonate. When the tablet is dropped in the glass of water, a chemical reaction is initiated between the acid and sodium bicarbonate to form sodium salt of acid and to produce carbon dioxide and water. That is, acid when reacts with sodium bicarbonate gives carbon dioxide plus water. The reaction is quite rapid and get completed within 1 minute or less. To get a clear solution, the drug and other excipient should be soluble at neutral or slightly alkaline pH. Advantage of this category is it provides the means of extemporaneously preparing a solution containing an accurate drug dose, for example aspirin tablets, whereas the disadvantages are they are difficult to produce a chemically stable product. Even the moisture in the air during product preparation may be adequate to initiate the effervescent reactivity. Consumer handling of such product is also difficult. And lastly, once the container is open, product may absorb moisture and may lose its quality. Dispensing tablets. They are added to a given volume of water by pharmacist or the consumer to produce a solution of a given drug concentration. Material used are mild silver proteinate, bichloride of mercury, merbromine and quaternary ammonium compounds. These tablet solution when in contact with mucous membrane or on wound provide buffering or isotonic effect. Great care must be taken with these tablets as some component of these are highly hazardous, toxic and even lethal if mistakenly swallowed. The next subclass is the hypodermic tablets. They are composed of one or more drugs with other readily water-soluble ingredients. They are intended to be added to sterile water or water for injection. These tablets are little used today because their use increases the likelihood of administering a non-sterile solution. The last subclass of these classification is the tablet triturates. These are small, usually cylindrical, molded or compressed tablets. The drugs employed in these tablets are quite potent. The drug is mixed with lactose and powdered acacia. The mixture is moistened to produce a moldable compressed mass. This mass is then forced into the holes of mold board fabricated from wood or plastic, after which the tablets were ejected using the pegboard whose pegs match the holes in the mold. The tablets were then allowed to dry and dispense. With this, we are end with our topic of discussion. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel and do share my videos. Thank you.